Upon entering the DMS office, you want to spray your blue towel with the green solution to get ready to dampen the towel so you can get ready to start the dusting process in the DMS office. First things first, like all the other rooms, we clean from left to right, top to bottom. We start at the light switch and work our way around to the desk. Now we dust the desk, but we do not remove people's personal belongings. We dust around everything. So when you look at the desk, if you see personal belongings like, ink pens, different paperweights and stuff like that, you just don't move those things. You just dust around them. You start at the back of the computer. We dust the computer, the back of it, the front, wipe the desk completely clean of fingerprints and debris, and kind of work your way around the room. As you work your way around the room, you hit the picture frames, the window ledges, and you work your way right around to the countertop and the bookshelf surface. Now we always dust the top of the bookshelf. However, as like a desk, if it has large personal belongings, we don't move them. We just dust around them. So we take the blue rag and we wipe around the top of the desk, the middle of the shelf, and also the side. And we keep working our way around till we get to finally at the key box. At the key box, we dust the top of the key box, wipe the side of the key box, and then we get ready to proceed to put the solution back on the trash can and get ready to take out the trash. During the trash can changing procedure at this particular part in the office, they use the smaller trash cans. We do not tie the bags on the smaller trash cans, only on the larger cans. Now we're going to start cleaning the lab. The lab has a lot of infectious materials, so we do not touch any of the countertops in the lab. The only surfaces we clean in the lab is inside the sink and the top of the napkin dispenser, and we dust and clean the window ledge in the window. But that's it. We don't touch nothing else in the lab. And finally, after we dust and clean the sink, we take out the trash, and that's it. Nothing else in the lab. Now, as we work down the hallway, we hit all of the window ledges going down towards the line and going towards the cafeteria. In the cafeteria, we start from left to right, top to bottom, starting at the top of the lockers, and we work our way around. We wipe the top to the lockers, the front of the lockers, and work our way around to the window ledge. We clean all the tables, the window ledges, and the tops of the refrigerator. We also move the trash cans out and clean the walls behind the trash cans for spots and spills and stains. As we move around from the cafeteria, we hit the fronts of the cabinets, the tops of the cabinets, the sides of the cabinets. We clean the sink inside and out, and also the top of the napkin dispenser. We clean and shine all stainless steel to make sure it's fingerprints and dust free. We also open up the bottom of the sink in the cafeteria to make sure that we clean any dust and debris that may have accumulated underneath the sink. As we finalize the cleaning in the kitchen, we move towards the laundry room. In the hallway, you have a couple of ledges that's wiped. We wipe down the ledges, tops and bottoms, and we also wipe down all picture frames. We enter the laundry room where we wipe clean all of the laundry equipment from top to bottom. We wipe all the laundry shelves, all the shelving, and all the space next to the laundry area. We actually also wipe down the window ledge, the sink, but we do not touch the surgical sink because also that can have contagious infectious material. So we only wipe down the sink and the countertop. That's it. Nothing else in the laundry area. We proceed down to the doctor's office. The doctor's office, the final spot in the building that we're going to clean, dust, and vacuum. And we clean that like we clean any other office where we work left to right, top to bottom. The next step in the cleaning process is the registration and lobby area. We start by dusting all of the ledges upon walking into the area. We hit the registration glass, the desktop. And we keep moving our way around to the opening registration area. Now in here, it's kind of intricate. It's a very weird kind of space a little bit. So you got to be careful when you dusting in here, because people have a lot of things on their desk. So that you want to dust the tops of the desk. Be careful not to disturb anybody's personal belongings. And then work your way around, dusting the desk, the computers, and the window ledges. Now, after dusting the window ledges, you want to make sure you spot clean all of the glass. Now, we don't clean the detail clean the glass. We have a window guy to come out once a month to do that. But we actually make sure we check all the glass for spots and fingerprints from daily usage. Now we work our way around to the final closeout area that also has the attending DMS office. In this office, we do the same thing like we did in the DMS office. We work our way from left to right, top to bottom, dusting the shelves, the cabinets, the window ledges, and the desks. Once again, be careful not to disturb anybody's personal belongings. We dust the picture frames, and finally we collect the trash. Now once we work our way out into the registration area, you're going to see an array of different chairs, benches, and tables. Now behind those tables, there's a window ledge, and we want to start there. So we dust behind the chairs on the rear window ledge and kind of work our way from left to right, top to bottom, starting at the water fountains. So we wipe clean the water fountains, make sure they have a stainless steel spot clean shine, and we work our way around to the large windows with the window ledge behind them, and we dust every desk, every table, remove the magazines, wipe the table clean, put the magazines back in an organized fashion. Then we move and see the chairs. Inside the chairs, there's a chair ledge that has like a little wooden space underneath the armrest. In that armrest, we dust in between those armrests, and we dust the chair legs. That's done on a nightly basis. And we just work our way, hitting each ledge and each window, each desk and table, each chair along throughout the waiting room, all the way around. Now, where we get to the front entrance, which will be where the sanitation station is at, we pull out the sanitation station, make sure that we clean underneath, the top, and behind the sanitation station, and hit all of the window ledges inside of the vestibule. The top window ledges, the bottom window ledges, and the flags. We clean both inside door glasses, inside and out. We continue to work our way to the right, hitting again all the tables, removing all the magazines and tissue boxes, dusting and replacing them, the ledge behind the chairs, and finally the last window ledge near the guest comments box, going back into the center. After we completed the cleaning process of the entire building, now it's time to move on to the floors. The floors will be the final thing that we do in the building, as it will be the last thing that we clean before we walk out the door. Now, let's get started. Now, we thoroughly vacuum the entire floor, all corners, edges, underneath beds, underneath chairs. We thoroughly dust mop and vacuum the entire floor. After we've dust mopped and vacuumed the entire floor, now it's time to go into the mopping part. Once again, we use only the blue bucket in the office area, where we mop all the entire floor. We start at the front lobby and we work our way back. We'll be very careful to change the mop water every about 10 or 12 feet, so that way we can keep mopping with clean water. So we dunk the mop and mop for about 10 feet, dunk it again, rinse the mop out, and proceed like that until we have mopped the entire floor in the entire building. After we finish mopping, we wait about 10 minutes for the floor to dry before we go turn on the high-speed buffer to get ready to buff and burnish the floor. All right, let's go over mopping. Now, you want to start by making sure you have 2 completely full buckets all the way up to the top. Please do not fill the buckets up halfway. It is imperative that you have a complete bucket of solution, because you don't want to be mopping with dirty water. So we'll make sure you have a full bucket all the way up to the top as far as you can before it's spilling over. Now let's go over the mopping procedures. You want to always start by mopping in the bathrooms first. You want to start in the bathrooms that's right next to the janitor's closet. Mop those both bathrooms. Then mop the 2 bathrooms in the back that's next to the doctor's office, the staff bathroom. Now, after you finish mopping those bathrooms, you want to come around and mop the laundry room, the cafeteria, the hallway, and the lab. Making sure you hit all corners and edges. You do not want to mop just slinging the mop where it hit wall to wall. You want to make sure you mop all of the corners and edges in the entire floor. Anything that needs to be moved, move it out of the way. And just get ready to kind of mop the full surface to make sure you have a good clean floor before you start buffing. Now you want to take this bucket and keep the bucket about maybe 5 to 7 feet behind you and mop every 5 to 7 feet, rinsing your mop every 5 to 7 feet. So you want to dunk it, rinse it off, wring it out really good because you only really need a damp mop, and kind of keep going in down the whole line. Now, once you come out of the lab, you want to start mopping down through the facility. You want to set the bucket up about 5 feet behind you and mop each individual room. You want to make sure you mop inside the room, underneath the chairs, and underneath the bed, and underneath everything that's in the room, mopping the whole room. Come down and just keep going down each individual room all the way down till you get to the front. Now, it's time to now change your bucket. After about 30 or 40 feet of mopping, you want to change the bucket because you want to make sure you change the bucket and have fresh water to mop the bucket with. Again, you do not want to mop with dirty water. Now, once you finish mopping one side, you change the bucket. Now you want to start mopping from the front. Now you mop the 2 front bathrooms, the lobby bathrooms, the ones that's open to the public. Now you want to mop the lobby floor, which is the brown rubberized floor in the front of the lobby. You want to start by working your way back. Mop your way out to the front, around, and now back. Now you want to come up the other side of the center that you mopped from the other side, and mop backwards up the center the same way you did the other side, going into the exam rooms, and then now mopping the open floor all the way back. Okay guys, let's go over setting up the room to prepare for buffing. You want to make sure that you want to have all movable objects out of the way because you don't want to come in contact with any of the objects as far as in the room when you're buffing. You want to create as much open space as possible. And you want to go through all of the safety protocols as far as moving things out of the way that could potentially be damaged with the propane burnisher. Okay, now that we received propane tank from outside, I'm gonna go over how you connect it to the back of the machine. First, take the propane tank, you load it on the back of the machine. Once you have it secure, now you connect the gas line directly to the propane tank. And you do that by screwing it down completely. Once you have it completely secured all the way onto the machine, it won't be able to turn no more. Now, once it's completely secure, now you see the top of the gas tank, you got to open it up. So at the top, you say close, open. So you turn it counterclockwise. Look. Now you open the tank by turning it counterclockwise. Now, once you have it open, you want to let it rest for like 10 seconds. Now, once the gas is completely circulated through the line, you have it all completely ready to go. Lock the propane tank into place. Now you want to lock the propane tank in place and make sure it's secure. Now, once you have it locked in, now you got to go over how to start it. At the top of the machine, you'll see there's a gas lever. There's a gas lever and a key switch to turn it on. Now, the gas lever, most times, you got to push it all the way forward to make sure you get gas going through the line so you can start it. Now let's get ready to start it. All you got to do is turn the key. Now, if it don't start the first time, sometimes you got to let the gas circulate through the machine first, and you got to like pump the gas kind of like they used to do with older cars, you know, in the 80s, if anybody familiar with that. So you turn it and you pump it. Sometimes you got to keep trying it. Now you got it turned on, you're ready to buff. Now let's go over to how you buff. First thing you want to do is run the buffer up and down each aisle. Making sure you overlap each individual path that you walk down. You want to start by going down the right side, then coming up the middle. Making sure each stroke overlaps the other stroke. Now when you go into the rooms, you want to make sure that you don't push the buffer all the way into the rooms because that could cause damage on the curtain. So you want to push it in, turn it to the right, turn to the left, back out of the room. Now it's time to go over stocking all of our consumable products. The consumable products consist of C-folds, roll towels, toilet paper, sanitary napkin bags, and our big ultra blue that we put inside the back of the toilet at the lab bathrooms. Now you want to start out by loading up like a chair or a box or something like that because you want to go over all of this consumable products at the same time and stock the entire building all at one time. You don't want to really like have it where you don't have all of it at the same time and keep running back and forth. Load up a box or a chair or something like that so you can roll it around and stock up the whole entire area at the same time. And you start by stocking up all the bathrooms first. First you want to go into the bathroom, check your toilet paper. It's normally one at the top and bottom, a roll at the top and bottom, so open the dispenser, check to make sure it's full. If it's less than a half a roll, quarter roll, just replace the roll. If it's less, if that, always replace it. Make sure all the consumable products are fully stocked every day. So now, you got your roll towel that goes inside the dispenser. Toilet paper, sanitary napkin bags. After we've ran the buffer, now it's time to dust mop any loose hair, dust, or dust bunnies or debris that may have blown over during the floor mopping and buffing process. At the end of the night, after you finish mopping everything, you want to dump the buckets. Please make sure you dump the bucket completely out into the slop sink and rinse the bucket out at the end of the night. Make sure you rinse the mops out as well as the buckets at the end of the night to keep it and get it ready so it can be clean for the next shift. That concludes the floors for today.